Gaming is becoming increasingly popular in society. It's a media form that allows the consumer to influence what happens on screen. However, more often than not, gaming can be quite time consuming. How often do you play video games?
Mostly every day. I consistently play for about 2 or 3 hours every day after course.
Today, mainstream games demand more time and attention from the player than they ever have before. Fortnite, specifically the Battle Royale mode, is today's go-to multiplayer experience for many gamers. Recently, there has been a lot of focus on how video games could potentially be addictive. Do you believe that gaming could potentially be addictive?
I think anything at all can be addictive, within reason. Gamers that play every day aren't necessarily addicted to it. If they need it to function, perhaps it's not very healthy.
So what? People just wanting to play a lot in their spare time? No. Actual gaming addiction can be characterized by neglecting to carry out many basic daily tasks, such as sleeping, cleaning up, and practicing basic hygiene. According to studies recently conducted by the University of New Mexico, up to 15% of all gamers exhibit signs of addiction. Mainstream shooting games like Fortnite are built to operate in a loop. The threat of losing these games, being eliminated, creates a feeling of suspense that keeps the player interested. When the player is eliminated, they just want to keep trying again. The satisfaction of victory encourages them to play more to win more. How at risk of addiction do you think the average gamer is?
Well, it depends on the game, really. I think anyone can be addicted to gaming, if they like it enough.
Now, so far, gaming may sound like the worst thing ever. However, gaming can be beneficial. How? There is a large number of games floating around there that are built upon puzzle solving, strategy, navigation, and creation. Many of them are quite popular among core gaming audiences. One example of these games is Space Engineers. Tell me about the sorts of things you can do in games like Space Engineers.
Well, as a sandbox game, it's quite focused on exploration and creativity. You start off, you gather materials, you build your own base, your ship, you explore. I guess with games like that, that's the focus, really.
Space Engineers is one of many games focused on giving the player a creative outlet. With these games, the player can set a single unique goal for the play session, whether that's building a spaceship, building a house, or making the perilous journey to the next town. These games aren't made solely to encourage the player to keep retrying until they win. What benefits do you think video games may have?
I think it certainly does wonders for hand-eye coordination, problem solving, that sort of thing.
The University of Montreal has conducted a 4-year study scanning the brains of people before and after playing the popular first-person shooter Call of Duty. Some subjects navigated their environment by memorizing the directions they would take using non-spatial memory. This resulted in a decrease of grey matter in the hippocampus. Others used landmark-based spatial memory to navigate. Exercising your spatial memory increases your grey matter. A lot of mainstream games simply place a waypoint on the player's compass and map to tell the player where to go instead of allowing them to find their goal through exploration. This encourages the use of non-spatial memory. Some games, especially older games like The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, instead give the player written directions to their goal, which encourages the use of landmark-based spatial memory. So with all this information, what should you do? Should you just give up gaming? Should you play more games? What would be best would be to pay attention to your gaming habits. Be aware of what you are playing and how much of it you are playing. Video games have both amazing and terrible potential. Which potential they live up to is based on how people vote with their time and with their wallets.